What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing one of my favorite types of videos, which is testing viral TikTok makeup so you don't have to. Let me be the guinea pig and let me see if this stuff is good before you go out and spend your hard-earned money on it, because TikTok makes everything go viral, I feel like, and not all of it is good. I have definitely found really great viral products from TikTok, but I also have gotten like swooped up in the hype or virality of products, ran out and bought them and was like, why did I spend my money on this? So we're gonna do a full face. I'm gonna test everything out. We are also having a like major storm, which is why it looks pitch black behind me. So fingers crossed that my lights stay on during this and we don't lose power. But if you can hear like rain and wind, that's what's going on right now. Yeah, a little scared, but nothing some TikTok viral makeup can't fix. So without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, we are just gonna dive right into one of the most viral products I feel like of 2024 so far, and that is this new Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I, like everyone else, ran to Sephora to get this. Steph from Glamzilla made this viral and it just looked so incredible on her skin. It really looked so beautiful. So I ran out to Sephora. I had to go to 3 different Sephoras to find a shade that I thought would match me because it's selling out everywhere. I ended up with 3N2 Camel. So that's the shade that I have. I'm thinking it should work. Now this was $48, so over 50 bucks with tax. It is not cheap. So we're gonna see if it's actually worth it. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. That's one pump. She applied hers with a brush, so I'm gonna go in with a brush first on this side. Okay, shade is actually looking like quite a good match, but I am definitely going to need much more product than that because that was one pump. And I mean, it covered that cheek, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to spread it like any more on my face. That does look good though, but this is gonna be like a 3 pump sort of foundation, I'm thinking. Let me try with a beauty sponge. I'm gonna add 1 pump to my sponge. Let's go in on this side. Okay, I would say the sponge is actually giving the same coverage. Sometimes with some foundations, sponges will give like a less coverage. This is still giving the same coverage, but I feel like it's spreading it a little bit better than my brush was. So for this, I would go with a sponge applicator, at least myself personally. Trying to work it up on the forehead, but I do feel like I need a little bit more. So you're gonna need quite a few pumps of this foundation because it is a very thin, like lightweight foundation, and each pump is actually a very small amount of product. Like some foundations, 1 pump is a lot more product. So I don't really know that I'm necessarily using all that much product than any other foundation. It's just very thin and the pumps are a little. But for me to get the kind of coverage that I would want, it's definitely a 3 pump, which is a little scary when the foundation is pricey because I don't want to go through it super quickly, obviously. With that being said, this does look very pretty on the skin. It's not full coverage. I would say this is medium coverage, and that's with 3 pumps. With 1 pump, it's going to be like very minimal, and I honestly think you're gonna have a hard time spreading that throughout your whole face. But I do really like the way that it looks. It's very, very natural looking. It looks like your skin, but enhanced, and really feels like nothing. Like it does not feel thick, cakey, nothing like that. It's very, very thin. Them calling it a weightless foundation is really like the correct terminology. Like the marketing is right on the money for that, because it does feel weightless. So if you're somebody that doesn't like the feeling of makeup on your skin, you want something that's like a second skin, thinner, not gonna give a crazy amount of coverage and is a bit more natural, I think you'll really like this. If you're more of a full coverage type of person, you're not gonna like this. You're gonna need to use like 5 pumps of it to even get a full coverage. And at that point, I would just tell you to get another foundation. I will definitely continue to use this though, because I think it does look really, really pretty on my skin. I think the shade match is pretty good and it just feels very lightweight, which I like. It is nighttime now, but it's only 5 o'clock, so I will continue to wear this throughout the night. I stay up pretty late, like 1 or 2 in the morning. So I'll do a wear test with this. I'll wear it for at least 6 hours and update the description box on how it lasts on my skin. But upon first application, it is really beautiful. Just not gonna be a foundation that I would necessarily recommend for everybody, depending on what you like, but definitely a very beautiful foundation and finish. Alrighty, up next for concealer, let's go in with the brand new Fenty concealers. I feel like whenever Fenty and Rihanna come out with a new product, it almost instantly goes viral. So these are her new concealers. These are the hydrating concealers, which sounds right up my alley. They're supposed to be lightweight, hydrating, brightening, and a medium coverage. So, and also a natural finish, which I like. I have 2 shades here. I'm thinking I'll use this shade for blemishes and then this shade for under my eyes. So I have 190W, and I'm gonna try to top that just where I have some blemishes and a little bit of redness. Since the foundation didn't give me like a full coverage, this honestly looks like it'll be a little light for it, but let's just blend it out and see. Okay, I definitely need a little bit of a darker shade for like my all over face concealer, but for underneath the eyes, these shades will definitely work for me since I like the under eye area to be a little bit brighter. Okay, that blends it out super easily, gave me a good coverage. Again, I would say medium coverage. You could still see, especially down here where I have like a bright blemish, a little bit still of discoloration from that, but I don't mind that. It feels nice and lightweight on the skin as well, but let's really try it underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with 170C. The doe foot is interesting on this. If you see, it's kind of flat, so it's a bit different, but I don't know why more brands don't do that, because it kind of makes sense to like really get the product on there and like disperse it. You just go like that, and then I'm gonna go in with my sponge and blend it out. Okay, blending easily. I like this color, giving me a nice brightness and a nice coverage. Now the concealer does not feel drying. Again, this is supposed to be like a hydrating concealer, but what I will say is it doesn't have like a glowy, dewy, hydrating feeling finish. I feel like it almost like feels like it self-sets. Like it's not a super wet formula. I don't know that you would necessarily need to use a powder to set this. I will use a powder to set it because I always use powder underneath my eyes since I have like little lines under there. But if you were scared that it was gonna be like a really glowy, dewy concealer and you like more matte, I don't think that you would dislike this because it's not giving ultra glowy or anything like that. Let's go on the other side and see. Now this is also supposed to be crease proof, so we're gonna test that out as well. But let me just blend this side out. That wind and rain is like whipping behind me. Oh, does blend out really quickly and easily, which I like. All right, now let's do big smile test. Gonna kind of like contort my face, try and make all these crazy faces to see if we get any lines. Okay, looking really up close with the mirror and not seeing it create any lines. Obviously, I have little tiny lines underneath my eyes, so this is kind of like floating over it rather than creasing into them, which is really nice. So I do like it, and I think it looks pretty good. So again, I will keep wearing this as well. Check the description box down below for a wear test update. But so far, I think it looks really nice. Okay, now I don't have a new contour, so I'm just gonna go in and use my trusty Rare Beauty and chisel out this face real quick before we get in to cream blush. This bronzer is just so good. I love it. All right, now that we're nice and chiseled, let's go in with the cream blush that has broken the internet. It is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blushes, and for good reason. These are really, really good. I did a full video on the new e.l.f. products. You guys can check that out if you want to, but in that video, I showed you guys the shade Suave Mauve, which is like this more neutral shade, but I also have this bright pink. This one is the shade Coming In Hot Pink. And she's hot pink all right, okay? Let me show you this. You seriously need the lightest amount of this. This is the thing with these is they are so pigmented that they'll last you forever. So I'm gonna just dot that little tiny bit on my cheeks and go in and blend, and you can obviously build it up. So if you go in with like a tiny little amount like that, gonna give you like, you know, a little flush, easy to work with. Now I'll go in with a little bit more and blend that out to kind of work it up. But these are $7 and they are beautiful. With the pigment on them, they'll last you so long. Again, this is like me using a tiny amount of this brush that I scraped off on the sides of this before I went in with it, but they are very, very pretty and definitely very similar to the Rare Beauty liquid blushes that have been viral forever, but obviously they are at a much cheaper price point. The e.l.f. ones are $7. The Rare Beauty ones, I think they're like $23 or something. They're over 20 bucks. So these are a lot cheaper and really work beautifully. So I would say viral for a good reason because they really work well and I've been enjoying them. Okay, I zoomed you guys in because we're gonna start with the eyes, and I wanna use the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette. Does this have like a film on it? Is it supposed to be like that? Oh, there we go. Ooh, pretty. Okay, but I have been seeing this palette all over. It is really beautiful, more cool toned, smoky eye palette. So let's use this today and do a smoky eye. I'm gonna start off by going with this shade, Beauty Chaos. And I'm just gonna buff that into the crease, like a grayish lilac shade almost. Just use this as a transition shade. I love the trend of like cool tones being really in right now because I feel like for so long, it was the warm tone neutrals, which I still love. Y'all know that if you watch me, but I do love the cool tones as well, and it does look really pretty. And I don't know if it's like my eye color, but I actually think the cool tones like emphasize the eyes a little bit more than warm tones do. I'm not sure why. Again, it probably has to do with specific eye color, but I like the cool tone look. I'm gonna go in with the shade right next to it, Brave now, smoke it out a little bit more. One thing I like about this palette is there's a lot of like gradient shades, like lighter, medium, darker, all in the same sort of the tongue twister, all in the same sort of shade family, if that makes sense. You can very gradiently like build up a smoky eye, because some people can just go in with like a super dark shade in their crease and just blend, 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 and they're just insanely talented. For me, eyeshadow is definitely not my strong suit. I've always said that. Like, I am just not the greatest when it comes to eyeshadow, so I like to gradiently build my colors up, and it helps to give like a more seamless look, especially if eyeshadow is just like not your strong suit. So this palette definitely really allows you to do that, which I like. And also just gives you variety in sort of looks you can create, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna jump in with Fearless now. I'm gonna buff this in the outer corner, just smoke it out a bit. I should have used this palette on New Year's Eve. It would have been a good like New Year's Eve palette, but I didn't think of it. Because I love doing a nice smoky eye on like a going out sort of night. I love how this kind of has like a purpley tone to it. I like it. Okay, for all over the lid, this Strong AF shade, this is like really intriguing me. I'm gonna like put my finger in there and see what that looks like. Okay, that's very pretty. I'm kind of scared because it's like a two-tone shade, but I'm just gonna go in on the lid and put it on there and just kind of mix them together. It's giving me sort of like a silvery, like a dark silvery glitter, like almost like a gunmetal. Very pretty and smoky for sure. I like that. So pretty. Okay, let's do the other side. I'm glad I went with it. I was a little nervous. Okay, now I do want to brighten up the inner corner a bit, so I'm gonna go with the shade Maverick right here. This is just like a lighter silver glitter, and I'm gonna put that towards the very inner corner. Super pretty. And now this is pretty much like a pressed glitter, like it's very shimmery, but I am gonna try and put it underneath the brow bone and see. Sometimes it can be like a little too much to use like a pressed glitter there, but I feel like that looks good. Like it still blends easily, so I like that. Okay, for underneath the eye, either want to use this Nirvana, which this color, oh, this is like a packed glitter. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. Now I feel like I gotta use a little bit of this on top. Oh, wow. Definitely not a color you would want to use underneath the eye, but look at how much that amps up the glitter. Oh, that is so pretty. I am really regretting not using this on New Year's. This is like the perfect going out smoky glittery palette. Wow. Definitely the opposite of like soft glam, which has been like the trend, but I'm living for it. Like glittery, glam, all that. I love it. Okay. So underneath the eye, I'm gonna go in with this shade Haphazard. Yeah, Haphazard. I'm gonna see how it swatches first. Oh, it's like a purple. That's beautiful. I'm gonna just buff that on the lower lash line and smoke it all out. Okay, this is a really pretty palette. These shadows are beautiful. Like I said, this is a full glam palette. If you are a full glam girly, you like to do these going out glittery, smoky looks, you're really gonna like this. I mean, there are some neutrals if you're just a neutrals person that are over here, but I wouldn't tell you to get this if you don't like glittery, smoky eyes. This is not the palette for you. Don't spend your money on it. But if you really want something that's smoky, glittery, like that grunge, really glam sort of look, this is a beautiful palette. I really like it. And I feel like I normally do so much like natural kind of neutral looks. This is giving me life. I'm just going in with a little bit of black liner on the waterline. All right, now for mascara, we have an interesting one. So I saw my friend Sarah, her handle is Sarah Wolock, I think. I hope I'm not mispronouncing her last name, but I saw her use this and immediately ordered this on Amazon. This is the Flick Trick mascara from Jillian Dempsey. So this is what it looks like. It's a mascara with an eyeliner wand on the end of the mascara wand. So it's kind of like an eyeliner and mascara all in one, which is pretty cool. You know, one and done. If we only need one product to do both, I'm down for it. I will say there's a bit of a learning curve with this, but it is cool. I did already test this out, but with the end, basically this is best used, I think, as a stamp rather than as trying to use it as like a liner itself, like how you would typically use like a brushed tip sort of liner. I think it works best if you just go in and use it to kind of like stamp down like that, which is it the most amazing line? No. Is it easy? Yes. You know, it's easy to just kind of stamp it down and do that. Now you can use it how you would typically use a liner, like that. So you would kind of just go in like this and it works, but it's thick. So it's not like amazing, but it's not horrible if you really wanted like a two-in-one product. Now, my biggest gripe with it was when I went in to do the mascara. It's pretty difficult to get this on your lashes without hitting yourself with this. But then I realized something. This can actually be moved out of the way. You just press it and it moves that stamper out of the way. So then you can go in and freely do your mascara, and the mascara is actually pretty good. Like it coats the lashes really well and made my lashes look nice. I just think for the price, it's a little gimmicky. Like I paid like 26 bucks for this and like the liner is just a bit difficult to use. I would rather just use my own liner that I know works and then go in with like a separate mascara. It's cool that it's like the two-in-one product. And if it was a little bit cheaper, I would be like, okay, but for 26 bucks, I feel like this is probably one that I would skip on. It's interesting. They tried to be innovative. Like I see where they were going with it, but just like not my favorite product overall. And one I could say you could safely skip on. Okay, now up next, when I saw this on TikTok, I literally immediately screenshotted it and reverse image searched it on Google because I was like, I need that. This is a blush. Is this not the most beautiful looking blush you've ever seen? I was like stunned. Got it on Amazon, comes in 3 different colors. I got the pink one, I think there's a red and an orange also. But this rose is actually a blush. And like, look at how pretty that is. I was floored by this, and it is truly beyond stunning. It also smells just like fresh roses. Like, it has a really beautiful scent to it. And look at how pretty this blush is. Like, what? Not only is like the packaging so pretty, but then the actual product is stunning. Because sometimes I feel like with these are like the classic gimmicky ones where they look so good and then they just like have no pigment. They're not really pretty. Where this blush is just so stunning. It's definitely bright, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. And this has been one of my favorite TikTok buys, honestly, because it's just stunning and smells good, is so pretty. Like, imagine pulling this out of your makeup bag. People are gonna be like, what is that? Just so pretty. Okay, up next we have new from Too Faced. These are their new Kissing Jelly Lip Oil Glosses. So they're like, they say lip oils and they also say glosses. So it's supposed to be like a lip oil gloss hybrid, which is interesting. The one that I've seen a lot about is the Sweet Cotton Candy. This is a blue color, which for me, normally not the sort of colors that I would go for, but it does look really pretty when people swatch it on, so I wanna see. I do also love cotton candy itself, so I wanna smell. Oh, they nailed it. You know what? That's one thing that I feel like Too Faced always excels at. Their stuff always smells good, and this smells so good. Like, truly just like cotton candy, wow. Because I feel like it could come off as like fake or like artificial chemically almost. Not this. This smells so good, like you want to eat it. That's really cool. Let's go on the lips with this and see how it looks. The cool tones of this will actually kind of work with the cool tones on our eyes. Like I said, normally I wouldn't be like a blue color girly, like this wouldn't be the one I would choose, but it's obviously very sheer once applied to the lips. Oh, this smell is enough to make me want to use this every single day though. Gonna do a little taste. Okay, it tastes sweet. It doesn't taste like the same way that it smells like cotton candy, but it doesn't taste bad, I'll tell you that. Obviously, don't eat it. The formula on these is really, really nice though. They feel much more like a lip oil, I would say, than a lip gloss, but they do give you that juicy look of a lip gloss, so I do really, really like that. They're very smooth feeling on the lips and definitely feel nourishing, and if you want something that's gonna smell good, this is gonna be the one for you. If you like cotton candy, you're gonna love this. They have a couple other ones too. I've also tried the Pina Colada one, which is really nice, but scent-wise, this one is my new favorite. It smells divine. Love. Okay, now last but certainly not least, speaking of smells, now we gotta talk about the new Rare Beauty. This is the Fine Comfort Body and Hair Fragrance Mist. I will say that when it comes to like perfumes and describing scents like that, I am so terrible at it. So I'm gonna read you the caption like on Sephora's website of what this is supposed to smell like, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it because I've seen a lot of people buzzing about this. Okay, it's saying it's earthy and woody and that the keynotes are lemon zest, violet, and vetiver, which I don't even know what vetiver is. I know what lemon zest and violet are. And what's cool about this is this actually has niacinamide and biotin in it, so you can spray it on like your skin, your hair, your body, all that. Now, for me to describe the scent to you guys, it smells divine. So that's first things first is I really, really like this because I know it can be so hard to like purchase a scent when you can't try it if you're ordering it online or whatever, but it really just smells so like warm. Selena said she wanted the scent to be like someone giving you a warm hug, and that truly is what this is. I'm somebody that can be relatively sensitive to scent. A lot of scents will give me headaches, and I don't like anything that's really too strong or overpowering, and this really is like not an overpowering or incredibly strong scent. It's light and very warm. I feel like it's a really nice winter scent, and like it's not overly like florally or anything like that, and has a bit of sweetness to it, which I like, but it's not like sickly sweet or like little kids sort of smelling. It's just like a really nice balance, and truly, this is one of my favorite scents. Like I have been wearing this nonstop since I tried it. It really smells good, and I love it. So if you have been eyeing this, this is really good. I also really like the hand cream from the collection too. Honestly, the whole collection is very, very nice, but this scent is really, really good. And this is what I've seen kind of like the most buzz about, and it's well worth it because it truly is a beautiful, beautiful scent. So that is everything, you guys. I will link everything down below if you guys want to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.